Bismillah Rahman Rahim. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to the online sessions of Dari Arqam Schools, Gujarat region. First of all, join your hands for dua. Rabbi zidni ilma, my Lord, increase me in knowledge. Eh mere Rabb, mere ilme izafa farma. So, class, this is your history lecture. This is your lecture number 8 of chapter number 11. And in this lecture, we are going to start a new chapter, that is a chapter number 11 mentioned on your page number 52. And in this chapter, we are going to discuss about the Islam in Southeast Asia. So, Islam in East Asia. What we are going to discuss in this chapter is about that how Islam spread in the time period of 1500 to 800 and onward around the Southeast Asia. So, starting with this, Islam was taken to Southeast Asia not through military conquest by the Arab armies but by the Muslim merchants and traders from Arabia and India. We know that there had been trade in spices and jewels between the India and Southeast Asia as early as the 5th century, because carving with Sanskrit writing of the time have been found there. Some of the inhabitants of the Malaysia and Indonesia were Hindus and Buddhists, but the majority worshipped their own local gods. So, we all know that we already discussed in the previous chapters that Islam or the Muslims was able to conquer the lots of territories of the world, and this also helped the Muslims and the other nations to get interact with each other and learn so much things in the different cultures. So this was a thing that was done by the army, that the people were conquering the different territories of the world like Spain, France, Germany, or Europe, Asia side as well. So Islam was also spread around the Southeast Asia by the Muslim merchants, by the Muslim traders, the persons, the people who trade in the spices and jewels across the borders. When the people was used to go for to sell their products, to sell their services to the other people in the different countries, to have the profit for themselves and for their families, for their country as well. So they go there and also preach the people of the local areas. When they interact with them about the teachings of Islam, about the teachings of Quran, about what Quran teaching Allah and His Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam taught them in the Arab area. This was also the thing that the Muslims were able to spread Islam around the territories or around Arabia. This was also done not by the Arab armies but also by the Arab merchants. So the period from 1500 to 1800 was crucial in the spread of Islam in this reign. Initially, the faith found a following along the coastline of the Malaysian and the Indonesian islands as the local people came in contact with Arab and Indian Muslims merchants. So, on the Malaysian and the Indonesian islands, the people used to travel by sea, because traveling through the sea and taking the products, taking the luggages from one place to another was so cheaper as compared to the land routes, then as compared to the land routes was so cheaper by the sea routes. These sea routes help the people to save it from looting, to have save it from heavy taxes across the border to so on this, when the people get in contact with the coastal built areas, they settled it down there for some time and get interact with the people of that area, and the Muslim and the Hindu merchants get in contact with the Arabs, and these people also spread their their culture, their traditions, their Islamic teachings to the people of Malaysia and Indonesia. And initially, they found these people along with the coastal built areas, the sea routes, the sea areas of Malaysia and Indonesia. In Mughal period, Muslim traders increased their activity in Southeast Asia. In which period Muslims increased their activity in Southeast Asia? In the Mughal period, Muslim traders increased their activity in Southeast Asia, and many of them settled on the coast permanently. They trade all the year and send goods back to the India when the ships arrived with favorable winds. The local people admired the honesty and sincerity of the merchants, and many along the coastline became Muslims. So, in this to this paragraph, to these lines, we are discussing about that in the coastal built areas, when the merchant came to the coastlines or the sea routes of the sea borders of the Malaysia and Indonesia, they settled there for permanently and sent back their profits to their places and wait for until 1 year to come back their ships with the more products, with the more profits as well. They used to live there as well, and they get in contact with the people of that coastal built areas. And that time the people of the Muslims at that time was so honest, was so humble to the other people, and that was the quality that make the people of Indonesia and Malaysia and the other peoples used to live in the coastal lines became the Muslims. That sincerity, that honesty of these merchants forced the people, influenced the people to become and to adopt the Islam as a religion. So in the 16th to 17th century, So in 16th to 17th century, there was a great deal of unrest in the interior of the Iceland as different princes struggled for power. As this also led to people converting to Islam throughout the region. By 1800, Islam was established as a rich and populous island of Java. So, during the 1800 and the centuries of 1600 and 16th to 17th century, the people of the when the princes of that area was fighting for the power line at that time. On the other hand, the people was fastly so frequently converting their religion into Islam. And that time 1800 was the years when the Islam established as the populous religion on the island of Java. So 16th to 17th century, Islam was converting so fastly and was considered to be the populous island of populous island of establishing Islam as a rich religion by the 1800s. So the Indonesia has the largest number of the Muslims than the any other country in the world. In 2007, the population of the Muslim in Indonesia was 222.8 million. It's 222.8 million population of the Muslims was the largest number of the Muslims in Indonesia by 2007. Islam is said to have spread here through the Sufi Turuk, singular of Tariqa, but the history is not recorded in detail. The Ak kingdom at the northern tip of Samrata was known in the 17th century as the golden age of Islam in Indonesia. Okay, in the 17th century, the northern tip of Samrata of the Ak kingdom was considered the golden age of Islam in Indonesia. Okay, I'm repeating it again. The northern tip of Samrata, that is the Ak Kingdom, was considered to be the golden age of Islam in Indonesia. It is said that the Islam was spread in Indonesia through Sufi Turuk, but it was not recorded in detail in any kind of history. So, the basic tenets of Islam, the Quran, the practices of prayers and fasting, and the observance of the other prescribed injunctions are the same in Southeast Asia as anywhere else in the Islamic world. So, the basic tenets of Islam was the reading Quran, practices of prayer, the fasting, and the observance of the other prescribed injunction. Okay, now we have the basic obligations for the Muslims, that is the fasting, praying, and reciting of the Quran that we used to do in our daily life is as same as it is done in the other people of the world, Islamic world, or Muslims anywhere in the world. So these were the basic tenets that were used to be so common in the Muslims, that they used to be offer prayers and they recite Holy Quran, they fast in the month of Ramadan or in the different months for except Ramadan as well. So people do fast. So in this lecture we have discussed about that how Islam was spread to the Southeast Asia and was spread to the Muslim merchants, not by the army or not by the military conquests as well. So by the 15th to 18th century, it was 1800, it was a crucial period for the spread of Islam in this reign, and the people at that time was usually in the coastal belt area, and the merchants of that was used to interact with the people, and by selling their products, by selling their items to the people of Malaysia and Indonesia, they also get interact with them and telling them about the teachings of their religion, the teachings of the Quran as well. And in the Mughal period, Muslim traders increased their activities in Southeast Asia, and people used to get so much involved in the religion, Islam as a religion, by the sincerity and honesty of the Muslim merchants that influenced them to adopt Islam as a religion. So by the 1800, Islam was established as the rich and the populous religion instead island of Java. So in Indonesia, Islam Muslims was the highest in the number, and it was about 222.8 millions in the 2007. And it said that Islam was spread through the Sufi Turk, but there is no detail recorded in the history. So the Ak Kingdom of the northern tip of Samarata was considered to be the golden age of Islam in Indonesia by 17th century. So the basic tenets of Islam, reciting Quran, practicing prayers, that offering namaz and fasting, was also the same as it is done by the Muslims in the other parts of the world. So this is it for today. What you have to do for today is you have to create the short question answers of page number 52, and read this page between the lines and create almost 10 short question answers by this page. So it's very easy task to create the short question answer, almost 10 short question answer by this page. So you all know that this is the third wave of COVID-19, and I'm used to say that you have to wash your hands, stay at your home, and wash it with soap, water, and frequently for that 20 minutes, 20 seconds for every half an hour or 2 hours. So, till then, stay at your home, take care of yourself, take care of your loved ones as well, and I'm wishing you a happy Ramadan and your family as well. So, take this month as an advantage in your life and adopt a habit of offering prayer 5 times a day and fasting this, and control your emotions, control yourself, control your, in the other sense you can say that control your nerves or self esteem or things like this, that control your anger as well, adopt a good habits, avoid, try to avoid each and every bad habit and throughout this month, and that will help you to exclude bad habits from yourself and be beneficial for yourself and as well as your loved ones. So till then, stay blessed, stay healthy, fi amanillah.